Hey guys, Damien here. So I keep on saying I'm not going to skip ahead on my quest anymore, but I keep on doing that. I'm going to do it again today. So you guys, we're almost done with page one of my quest notes, but a little bit early on in the page two of my quest notes, there's a man who's from Brooklyn. And let me back up a minute. Interesting fact: Muslims mourn for 40 days when a loved one dies. Okay, so I've been learning a lot about religions and stuff lately, and some stuff I've retained because how I retain it, it sticks with me. So you guys might think like, oh, you're going to forget that little fact about how Muslims mourn for 40 days after a loved one dies, but let me tell you guys something. In 1994, every single news outlet here in America were talking about Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. That was the biggest news story. There could be no bigger stories going on. Now imagine if there was somebody up ahead where I'm walking, and imagine I had a gun in my waistband, and imagine I just boom, 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 and I killed him. That would be nuts if you saw that, right? Now imagine if I was walking towards a church and I had a rifle and I waited for people to be praying, and when they got down on their knees, I started spraying them, murdering 29 people. Because that's what really happened. I didn't do it, but a man named Benjamin Carl Goldstein, born in Brooklyn, would join the JDL, the Jewish Defense League, the most extreme racist group you never heard of, terrorist group for 26 consecutive years, currently still a domestic terrorist group. Keep in mind, the KKK was a terrorist group in the 1800s for 3 years. The Black Panthers were a terrorist group for 3 years in the early 70s. The Black Panthers disbanded in 1974. The JDL became the JDL, the Jewish Defense League, in 1968, and they are still active today. So, Benjamin Goldstein in the Jewish Defense League here in America would go to Israel and become Baruch Goldstein, Baruch Kopal Goldstein, if we're going to be totally accurate. And he was the one who murdered 29 Arabs. And just thought you guys might know or might like to know that information, because one more interesting tidbit of information, that another fact that you're probably not going to forget, that our media, if they told the truth, they would get a lot of views, because the truth can a lot of times be a lot more interesting than the stuff they report. It could be more interesting and truthful and beneficial to Americans if more Americans knew it. But the interesting fact is that exactly 40 days after that massacre, Hamas would do their first major attack via suicide bombing, which that would be the first of many retribution acts. So, yeah, if you want to know how Hamas was created, a man from Brooklyn killing 29 people while they were praying. 40 days later, after their families mourned, they wanted to get their revenge. All that hate you have for Hamas, don't you ever think it's worth your while to learn the other side of the story? You're welcome.